Okay, hello, and welcome back to the journey to becoming a better player with me, Basuru. The last video I did, which was the Fury video, got a little bit of feedback, which was very, very useful from Z-Dude. Unfortunately, me being incredibly on the ball, and I think actually having this game around the same time before I got the feedback, the mini-map is still tiny, so apologies, Z-Dude. Hopefully in the next video I'll have that sorted out. So, I'm in... not the Fury this time. I thought I'd do something a bit different. I have a lot of games with me in premium tanks, I've noticed, so I thought I'd prove that I do have... Hey look, a tree went down. That I do have tanks that haven't been paid for. And this is the 113, which I got purely on the basis of not many people have it. Which is a great reason to get a tank. I mean, you know, definitely go for stuff based on the fact that it's rare. Because it acts as a global taunt in games. You'll find that people will go out their way to try and kill you. Now, what I've done here is very silly. I've not been paying attention to the map at all, and this is what these videos are about. It's me trying to like find flaws with my gaming that I can correct and have hopefully better players look at the videos and go, hey, well that was silly. You know, maybe sometimes someone will go, oh yeah, actually that went okay. But all in the name of improving. So, yep, as you can see, I've retreated from that horribly exposed area in the sort of castle courtyard. This game is quite special, as there are 4 113s, so I think that's pretty much everyone that has one on the EU servers, all in the same game. They're all in a platoon as well, and if that wasn't obvious by the fact they're all clumped together. And they've decided to try and siege us on this corner. Now, we're a little bit further back than I normally find I end up on this map, on Erlenberg. But we've got an FV215B 183 providing support fire, and at the moment the 113s seem to be way more interested in me and the STB-1, which is good for our giant Doom cannon. That's a beautiful shot hitting the ground in front of me. That was definitely a penetration. Unfortunately, the ground has not been destroyed. Another ding. So at the moment, my fire effectiveness hasn't been great, but I haven't taken too much damage. But I am going to make a few more mistakes. That 113 coming around the corner there and getting me quite good. It's a very odd graphical glitch there. I'm going to assume that was the replay because that didn't happen in the game. So at the moment, we're this is where I'm going to make my mistake. See, now, they've been coming out quite far to take shots at me, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm going to get some revenge. And no one had spotted the T-30, and there it is. I take a lot of damage that I could have not taken had I thought or paid attention. But on the bright side, the T-30 does go down, so there is a silver lining to that cloud. The 113s are taking a lot of damage. I finally managed to do something useful. There's an FV 4202 as well. Right there he is. I don't understand that. Like, I know I'm not the best player, but that just seemed like a really poor choice. Possibly trying to do, I don't even know. It was just a really bad decision there. Luckily, the rest of our team's doing great. Like, we've pushed all the way around and we're pretty much at their base on the right-hand flank. So now we're just clearing up on this side. The FV215B 183 finally bites the dust, but he's done a great job. He's been a brilliant deterrent, and I think he did a fair amount of damage. So now we're just gonna push up on this flank, and that there is one of the biggest weaknesses of the 113. It doesn't really have any gun depression, which in that particular scenario cost me about 400 or so of my health. But part of the battle is knowing your tank, and I did know that, but I still went over getting a bit greedy, so that's something I need to watch. If I'd have waited for them to come, that was a very lucky shot through the front of the turret. And now trying to get this final 113. The STB getting into a better position there. There he goes. Who's going to get him? So this game has been, it was good. It was quite a stomp, but it did highlight some of the strengths and weaknesses of this tank, as well as my ever-evolving playstyle. The lack of depression can be crippling, but at the same time, this is a good. I think this is a good tank. I know the medium has the same gun, and it has a lot of other positives, but it doesn't have the presence of the 113. The 113 gets underestimated quite a bit, I find, and it can take quite a bit of punishment. And when angled, that frontal armor is pretty tasty. So this game's pretty much over. The last TD on the team, there, the 268, going to go down very, very shortly. What I do find quite funny is that even though he could have used that time to maybe position himself, get an extra shot, he whinges about his team being noobs. So that's all good. Hooray for the community. Right, moving on to the next 113 game. And here we go, Westfield. So in this replay there are far fewer tier 10s than in the other game. And look at that, there's 100% more jackknifing in this video. Cheers a bunchy 100. You giant douche. Right, this game, I think I made some good decisions. I think I made some bad decisions too, but such is life. So I'm going to head over to the town first, which doesn't have as many hills to contend with, therefore I'm not going to find myself having to wrestle with the biggest weakness of the 113, which, in my opinion, is the horrible, horrible, horrible depression. Look at that! I had to move the whole tank in order to get low enough to hit the lava there, and that lovely glitch from last time in the last replay making a return. So I do hit, but it doesn't go through, which is a shame. And again, having to move the tank for that particular shot instead of just the gun was a horrible moment for me. But I do think that I still do like this tank. I'm stubborn like that. I like the way it looks and I like the way it handles. Just that one aspect, that one, you know, fairly important aspect that does let it down. And here I've noticed that the T28 on our team is on his own, and you know, the tier spread is from 8 to 10. Having a single tier 8 on a hill defending against 2 tier 8s and a sorry, 3 tier 8s, and I believe there's an AMX 50B over as well. It's not good tactics, yo. It's a little bit of street talk there. Feed that in. So the KV4 made a mistake. I've ended up tracked, and I just didn't want to blow the repair kit straight away. I wanted to save it for a time where I might need it more. But I get tracked again, leave it for a bit, and then, you know, I know the RT knows where I am. I've been tracked twice in a row. I probably should have used it straight away, but I had other priorities to deal with. The RT finally takes out our T28 prototype, who did a good job not not running away from that flank where he didn't need to be. Yeah, so now I'm moving up to fill in the void. Not many other people on our team seem to have realised what's going on. I think I do ping for help in a bit. I want to be careful because the IS-3 has penned me in the front, so I know he's got some gold shells which are going to give me a bit of a rough time. But that's not the big worry. That's the big worry. I don't want to end up in a war of attrition with an AMX 50B because there is like he might not be able to. He could do a lot of damage. I'm not sure whether or not he'd be able to kill me outright. But still, it's not a situation I want to be in. So I'm backing off the IS-3. The IS-3 wrestling with the same issue I had, but only his was. I wouldn't have expected any tank to be able to pull that shot off, being at that angle, cresting a hill, and still being able to hit. So I have to be careful now because I know that I've got two enemies that know where I am and that know that I'm active in this area. I ping for help. The 110's coming. Now, when I pinged for help with the 110, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect him to just sort of go full Rambo against an IS-3 and an AMX 50B. Unfortunately, he does get caught out in between the hills, which is a shame, but, you know, nope, I'm not perfect, he's not perfect, we all have bad games. What was interesting there is that neither me or the AMX 50B wanted to commit to firing there. There it is, the 110 set on fire, but he had an automatic fire extinguisher, so he's alright. But there it is. The Death Star at the back there, taking him out. The 50B taking an artillery shot. I mean, it might not be the most damage I've done in the game, but in terms of map control and keeping them on their side, you know, without flanking us, I feel that I've done a good job at this point. I wasn't willing to stick around and take a shot back, especially not straight in the side. I mean, I probably would have penned him, but he would have still had at least between 100 to 200 health left, and whatever was left in the clip. And at this point, he probably could kill me in a clip, and I'm not having that. I've defended this flank with my life so valiantly. I'm not going to have it taken away. My nemesis, the IS-3, is still on quite high health at the moment. I have to apologise, my voice is a little bit croaky. I'm suffering from what I'm sure a lot of people would describe as man flu, so apologies there. But this game, I wonder how many times I've said "but" this game. Probably quite a few. But this game, I've not overcommitted. I tend to really commit when I'm on the offensive, which can be code for goes crazy and drives directly at the enemy without any thought of consequence. And there's a slight example of that. And it is a bit silly because I don't know which way the E100, the Jagdpanzer E100 is facing, but I still went over. On the bright side, I killed the person that I marked out as my nemesis, so in my mind that's ace tanker right there. This was not an ace tanker game. But like I do enjoy the tank. I think the depression's a problem, but I think that the other strengths make up for it. It's effectively got, it's kind of like, it's just a giant medium, really. It's just a bigger, angrier medium, and I loves it. The sort of turtle pancake of doom. It's great. So those were those two replays. I've tried to pick out some of the things I've done wrong, some of the things I've done okay. If you want to add in some feedback, you want to say, hey, that was crap, that was good, please leave a comment. And the idea is, like, I'll try and share that information so that other people can improve too. I'll try and do something with the feedback that Zed Dude gave me the next time I do the Fury stuff. So for now, that's it. I'll try to make sure the next video is a bit sooner. Yeah. See you next time.